Hey consultants, how are you? So Angie Lynch here. I am so excited to be here and talk to you guys. It's been a whirlwind of a 48 hours. You guys, conference has blown me away. I don't know about you, but I was up at the crack of dawn last night and I was watching and I was, a bit of a blubbering mess. I was so excited by all these amazing changes that Home Office have put forward for us, the things that we can look forward to and get excited about, and most importantly, use them to rejuvenate your business and be excited by them. So, okay, some of you are jumping on here. Hi, Beck. So it's good to see you guys. So make sure you jump on here and let me know when you're here and say hi, and because we're going to do a giveaway at the end of this. So you want to make sure that you're on here and you get to listen. So there's going to be a whole bunch of games and prizes over the next couple of days, as well as updates live from JamCon, of course. But we also want to make sure that we squeezed in a little bit of training, and I am the lucky first one to get a chance to go. So for those of you I've never met before, my name's Angie Lynch. I am an executive based here in Bendigo, Victoria. I actually started in the United States, my jam journey, but I love being back home and sharing Jamboree with everybody back home. So hi Amy, hi Nikki. So okay, so what I'm here to talk about today is Frank's list and Frankensteining and beast mode. Okay, so let me kind of figure out how to start this. Okay, so you've all heard of Franks, right? So probably you're like, oh my God, she's going to talk about that thing that we already know about and we hear about all the time. I am a little bit, but I'm also going to tell you a little bit about how I have tweaked it now, how I coach with it, and how it's working for me. And it's not just your typical Frank's list. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about, I want you to PM your upline executive and tell them that you need a lesson on the Frank's list, but I'm going to give it to you in a little bit of a nutshell. Your Frank's list is your friends, your rallies, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, and your spouse. Okay, that it is a list that you can use to draw on to kickstart your business. And normally, when you're in the new consultant fast start period, we would walk you through that. Your sponsor would walk you through that, get you to make a list of 100 names so that you have, somewhere to start with going to look for parties and markets and businesses and things like that. So having people join your team. So your Frank's list and this thing that I call your pipeline go hand in hand. A pipeline is essentially a piece of paper that you have where you write down any person that you think would be awesome to join your team. Okay, now with all the announcements that Jamboree made last night, this bit of information that I'm going to give you today could not be more relevant and important, okay? So when I talk about this, I want you to remember that beast mode, anything that is beast mode to me is something that you can sit down and do in 15-minute power hour. Okay, if you do not have a Frank's list yet, take 15 minutes, write down the acronym, friends, rallies, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, spouse, and work. Okay, because spouse, maybe you're not married, so work, you can switch out the S for that. You can make a list of that. It takes 15 minutes. It's easy, but it will absolutely benefit your business. Okay, so that is essentially what a Frank's list is. Okay, and how... and what I'm kind of here today to talk to you about is not just that, but how you can turn it into a Frankenstein list, okay? And how that's going to work hand in hand with your pipeline. So as I was saying before, your pipeline is that list of people that you would love to have on your team. Jamboree might not even be on their radar yet, and that's okay. Put their name on that piece of paper. I can tell you that one of my last recruits, I asked her to join my team in about, I think we worked it out, it was like September of 2015, okay? She'd been on my pipeline for a very long time, okay? And obviously, as people join your team, you can cross their name, but you're continually adding people to your Frank's list, your Frankenstein list, which I'm going to talk about in just a second, and that pipeline, okay? Because they all work in unison with each other. All right. So Frank's list, you know what that is. Pipeline, you know what that is. And you know there's something that are ever evolving and you are always adding to them too. So let me explain the Frankenstein part, okay? What do you think about that? Do you all get the Frank's part and the pipeline part? I hope so. So I made a really glamorous Frank's list. And this is a pretend one. This is not my actual one because my actual one is not very neat and not very pretty. And it's kind of hard to do for a demonstration. So here I have my Frank's list. Now, if you train with me and if you coach with me, you may possibly have heard me say something like this before. And if you take notes today, I want you to write down one thing and one thing that's going to stick with you. Okay? And I really hope that is, so if you've got a pen and paper, write down that action equals dollars. Okay? Fact. The action that you take in this business will equal dollars in your bank account. And it needs to be real actions, not distraction actions, okay? Not scrolling on Facebook. Action equals dollars. Fact, okay? So, all right, let's go back to my Frank's list as it stands. My basic, pretty boring Frank's list. It's not very pretty, as I said. All right, so I've got my people written down here under each of their categories. Now, that's a really great place to start. And if you're a brand new consultant, this is awesome if you've done this. If you've been a consultant now, though, for a little while, my phone is not behaving, hopefully you've got a couple of pages of this because you're always meeting new people. You are always, you know, handing out samples. Those people should be under your acquaintances list. You know, you're holding parties, you're meeting new people there, so they should be on your Frank's list too. Okay? Now, the thing when you make this Frank's list and how you turn it into that Frankenstein list that I was talking about is, this is your network, okay? So your Frankenstein, these are the people that you know, you probably have coffee with them, you're friends with them, you know, your kids play together, you see them at school, you know, you go to CWA maybe and you see them there too, or you play sports with them. So you know these people, okay? They are your immediate network. But the thing that we always forget to talk about when we coach, you know, on this, when we train on this, typically the thing that we forget about is it's not just about who we know, it's about who these people know. Because these people, they know you, they trust you, they know that, hey, my friend, she's the nail lady, she's bang on awesome, okay? They know that. These people all know that. You know, these are the first people that you go to host a party for you for a new catalog. They're the ones who you ask to host your first parties, to join your team, because when you're so super excited about it and everything's new and exciting, these are those first people that you go to. But have you stopped for a second to think about who these people know? Okay, have you stopped for a second to think about that? Now, that is what I call Frankensteining, okay? So you take this, you know, simple sheet of, you know, your friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, and spouse, and you turn it into, you mutate it into something else, okay? You're going to take parts from everywhere else, and this is going to take 15 minutes. This is not something that's going to take hours and hours and hours of your day. 15 minutes, beast mode, okay? And you're going to think about who they know. So, for example, and I know you can't read the names on here, but you're going to kind of get what I'm saying. You're going to think about, all right, your spouse, righto? So, my husband is part of SES, and I know that he knows two ladies there who, both their kids play in sports teams, and their husbands are the coaches of those sports teams. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to write next to their names, SES, sports teams, and I might bring it down here and be like, you know, husbands, coach, and then I might put, so I've done this, so I've taken this and I've dragged it down here, and I might put down there, hey, why wouldn't I talk to them about a fundraiser for their team? Or, you know, underneath this kid stuff here, all these kids, all these people, they go to dancing lessons. I might write down there that, here's a really obvious thing. Why don't I take my jam stuff with me in a bag to dancing and do a party for them while we're at dancing, okay? But then I also need to think about, who do they know? You know, Hannah here, her sister works at the hospital and is recently going through cancer treatment. Okay, so I'm going to talk to Hannah, and obviously I want to know how her sister is doing, but I also want to know if there's anything that I can do to help her. Okay, is there something that she particularly needs that maybe we could do a fundraiser in particular to raise some money for her cancer treatment? Okay, so I'm going to obviously then drag it out here. I'm going to write Hannah's sister. You know, so if you sit down and you really think about it, you're going to totally morph this Franks list into something else. Who are those people on your normal Franks list? Who are they affiliated with? What sports clubs do they participate in? Where do they work? You know, what do their spouses do? What do their kids do? We just had recently here a friend of a friend, her son does little aths, and he had some big competition and he had to raise money to be able to get there. So we had a party for that. And in doing that, she ended up being a consultant on my team because she realized it was so much easier for her to donate the commission and run it for herself than to have me do it. So, you know, if you think about, you know, what do their kids participate in? What do they do for fun? Yeah, wine friends. Exactly, Nikki. So there is a whole bunch of different things. You just have to sit down and think about it. Because your Franks list should really be Frankenstein. It should be a whole lot more than that. And the cool thing about this is, the more complex that this Frankenstein list gets, the more people whose names will end up on your pipeline to join your team. Now, as you know, Jamboree last night blew our minds with everything that is coming in July, especially for people to re-rank at lead consultant and team manager. We know insane things are coming, and that's why it's so important now to build these lists, you know, to make that pipeline, to find those extra party bookings for July, to find the more people that you can put yourself in front of, the more people you're going to be able to add to those lists, the more people that you're going to join, that are going to join your team. And guess what? Action equals dollars, okay? Doing these things is going to help you find those new consultants for your team, okay? It's going to help you find those party bookings. And at the end of the day, the way we earn money in this business is by having parties, by having a sponsoring mentality, and by selling our awesome nail products, okay? And soon our Jam Beauty. Whoop, whoop. Pretty excited about that too. So, you know, I want to encourage you to add more people to this list every week, okay? You're probably a little bit scared about that, and it's okay. But the fact is, if you are adding new people to it every week, the reason for that is you're doing income-producing activities. There is no scrolling on Facebook, okay? You are handing out samples, okay? You are building relationships with people. You know, there might be that new mum at school and she doesn't know anybody. Go and be kind and be a friend, okay? Not just because of your Jamboree business, because you're a good person. Go and do that. You know, make sure you're talking to people. You know, when someone compliments your nails, compliment them back. You know, if you see the girl at Kohl's has banging nails, you better be commenting her on her nails, and you better be giving her a business card. All right? And here's the other cool thing about supermarkets. Anyone at your supermarket, there's a 90% chance that they live within a 20k radius of you. Because, let's be real, if you're going to the IGA down the street, for me here in Maiden Gully, chances are you don't live in, you know, the other side of the city. You live over here by me, okay? So think about those things. You know, you're adding more people to this list because you are consistently working your business, okay? And that is the first part of the steps of success that you're going to have with these new amazing compensation changes and the lead consultant bonus. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously, insane. You want to be sponsoring in July, and you also want to be re-ranking to lead consultant if you haven't been there since in a little while or for the first time, okay? Huge. Franks works hand in hand with both of those things, all right? So that's enough talking from me, okay? But I like to give free things away, and I have a big room full of jam swag, and I'm pretty sure you'd like some, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go in beast mode for the next 15 minutes, okay? Finish that cup of tea that you're drinking, or try and hide a couple of minutes more away from the kids. If the kids are driving you crazy around you, just grab a pen and paper and write it down anyway, okay? Action equals dollars. Write yourself a Franks list and start to Frankenstein it, okay? Set a timer, 15 minutes, sit down and do it, all right? If you've got your Franks list already, your job then is going to be to Frankenstein it and make sure that pipeline is written down, okay? Think about every hostess you've had. Think about every person who's asked you about your business, that person who likes your posts every time you post about the opportunity on Jamboree, about Jamboree on your Facebook. Send them a personal message, okay? But put them on your pipeline too, okay? Because at the end of the day, over the next couple of weeks, you're going to be doing those action equals dollar sign activities, and you're going to be, you know, messaging them, calling them, talking to them, booking in those parties, and asking them to join your team. Because who wouldn't want to be a part of this? Let's be real. Jamboree is the best job you will ever have, okay? I can say that because I have been doing this for a really long time. It affords you the opportunity to do things you will never have the opportunity to do. So, you know, dig deep, okay? I want you to post here in the comments. Just take a screenshot of your list, whether you typed it out on your phone or you wrote it down. I do suggest writing it down, especially when you Frankenstein it. So take a picture of it, post it in the comments below. I have 2 prizes to give away. I will draw the winner tonight at about 9 o'clock. So you've got plenty of time, if you didn't get to jump on here live, to see what it's all about. And good luck, guys. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. I will post this as well if anyone wants to come back to it at a later date on my YouTube channel as well. So I will save it into there once this event's done. So thanks for that. Post your Frankensteins, your pipelines, whatever you got. Post them below, Frankenstein them, beast mode, 15 minutes, do it. All right? Bye, guys.